Hello, everybody. We are here. You notice I am festive, and Morty is festive, and I seem to have lag on my. Oh, great. It's lagging already. The stream took a crap right at the beginning of the nominations. This is amazing. Okay, we have lag. Give it a minute. We'll go back to music. Okay, we think the technical difficulties are fixed. Let's see if I can fade out the music. There we go. That seemed to work. And we still have stream. Hello, everybody. You notice Morty is festive. He's got his church hat on. We both have our church hats on. Yeah, I can do production on Twitch. I just usually don't. I don't plan that far ahead. Hey, dead guy. Okay, so you had the hype, the beginning of the hype. Let's turn the desktop audio off for now. This is the announcement of the winners of Year of the Game 2024. Now, for those who are just watching going, what the hell is this? I've never heard of this before. This was something we started last year on my Discord server. And we pick categories all year round, and then we announce them at the end. And I have a hype chest. What does this mean? Okay, something happened. I don't know what happened. It was some sort of emote. Anyway, okay, so what happens is we select the categories. They're not the same every year. They're based on the year it was in gaming. And then we vote on them. It's very democratic. We debate, we vote, and then we announce. And like not many other game awards out there, we actually show the percentages of the vote so that you can see how close or not close it was. So we started this, and as you can see from the thumbnail I did, it is a very diverse bunch this year. Now, what is Year of the Game? Year of the Game is not the best game out there. It is not. It is the game that our Discord community believes most represents the year that was in gaming. Now, we have added a category this year, and Twitch is about to do an ad. Can I snooze this ad? I was too late. Okay, so we will continue to do that while the ad runs for people that did not subscribe. I don't know how this is going to work on the YouTube port. But, so we added a category this year called Reverse Year of the Game. Like Reverse Flash. Meaning a game we actually thought was good. Not necessarily the best, but you'll see when we get there. They were games we actually liked because there was actually some quality this year. And we're like, oh, we don't want to just make jokes. We actually want to reward some games that we liked. So without further ado, should we start the awards? We'll find out how much lag there is on the stream right now by finding out how long it's going to take for the chat to respond, whether we should start the awards. Here we go. I'm still waiting. Drrr. I'll get my PowerPoint. I did a PowerPoint and everything this year, guys. It's gonna be pretty badass. I actually put work in. This was my weekend. Okay, there is a long lag on chat. So, okay. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna move forward because there are Europeans in the chat. They're up freaking late for this. Eileen is wearing pants. What? Well, Eileen doesn't wear pants at parties. So, okay. Officially, we are caught up with this. That's how long the lag is. All right. So, yes, it's already Christmas Eve in some parts of the world. Year of the game. Without further ado, you can see me in the corner. You can see Morty in the corner. Year of the game 2024. Our first category in Year of the Game 2024 is Best Adaptation. We are starting with things that have nothing to do with the game. And why did that not work? What the heck? Oh, technical difficulties already. Oh, wait, because it didn't click the slide button. Go. There we go. See, I did a test slide for Best Adaptation. We're just like a real awards. Technical difficulties. So Best Adaptation 2024, we are appropriately starting with something that has nothing to do with games. Because a big theme of this year in gaming was shit that wasn't games. It was media adaptations of games. And the nominees were, again, these were selected by the Discord community and voted on by the Discord community. And we have lag again. Oh, great. We have lag. We're going to wait for the lag to pass. All right. So maybe I should just, no, it's totally died. Okay. It's going to be one of those streams. Lovely. This is the problem with doing it as a stream. These things do happen. Can you guys hear me okay? Even if you can't see, even if the video's a little choppy? I will wait. Wow, it's bad. All right. Of course, the ad breaks work no problem. All right. So, oh. Nope. What's going on? What's background loading or some bullshit? This is probably a game update. I better check Steam. No, it shouldn't do it when I'm streaming. But it's Steam. It does what it wants. Okay. I'm going to put the music back on. And I'm going to try to see if something's going on my end that is causing this. I will be right back after this. Figure out what the hell is going on. All right. So we'll go back to this. And put the music on. Is it working? Is it working? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Why is it not working? Okay, I just lost everything. No good. Okay. We have no sound. That's no good. We have some... Oh, there we are. Oh, the problem. I see the problem. Lots of technical difficulties. Good thing it started on the first category. Awesome. There we go. I will be right back. Okay, we seem to be streaming properly again. Emphasis on seems. So let's go back to it. We're okay. Can everybody hear? You may want to refresh your window to get right back on track. There will still be some lag on my end because of the lag, but let's get back to it. Is everybody back with me? Yeah, okay. Waiting to see. No, okay. The lag is pretty good now. Hey. Okay, so best adaptation. Now, that little musical interlude was probably appropriate because the first nominee in the best adaptation category is, of course, the Fallout TV series that had music very much like that. Not to bias anybody. It's already been voted on. Borderlands, the movie that I did see, that is ragtime blues. That is what that is, ragtime jazz. So Borderlands, the movie, again, Arcane. Everybody knows Arcane. Do we ever have to say animated series on Netflix? Yep. Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Secret Level. If you haven't seen Secret Levels on Amazon Prime, it's a combination. It's a bunch of shorts. The Armored Core and Warhammer 40k ones are awesome. And the Like a Dragon Yakuza live action adaptation. Those are our nominations. Yes, you can see me now. Those are our nominations. And the winner of the best adaptation category, as my mic is going crazy, Morty is here. He's very, very excited. The winner of best adaptation with 51.4% of the vote is the Fallout TV series. I guess surprising no one, which is really ironic. I didn't plan it this way, but this stream started the way the first rule of the Wasteland dictate: we'll be distracted by bullshit. All right, all hail the ghoul. Next category. Congratulations to Fallout, Best Adaptation Year of the Game winner 2024. Fixed it in post-release. Now, we, on my Discord server, which you can join by becoming a Patreon or a coffee supporter, we believe in second chances. We believe that you can fix a game in post-release. So this category rewards games that have made significant ongoing support to the title, creating a significantly better experience post-launch. And the nominees for Fix It in Post-Release are Baldur's Gate 3, with its many, many, many massive patches. Cyberpunk 2077, that definitely fixed its ish in post. No Man's Sky, which has had a long... No Man's Sky came out ages ago, but it's still going. And Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader that dropped a massive patch right as the nominations window closed for this. So Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, No Man's Sky, and Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and I'm blocking No Man's Sky. Apologies to No Man's Sky. The winner of the Fixed It and Post-Release category in the 2024 Game Awards is Cyberpunk 2077, again, with 51.4% of the vote. These first two categories were very, very decisive. Congratulations to CD Projekt Red. You guys pulled your asses out of the fire. You may need a bionic butt now, but that is appropriate for a Cyberpunk game. All right, moving on. Yay. Best remake or remaster. This was a massive trend in the last 4 years of gaming. Last few years of gaming. Again, the Year of the Game Awards is about trends. And Year of the Game, Best Remake, Remaster is definitely one of the trends in the last year. And our nominees are, and I should have wrote them out because the print's real small and I don't have proper glasses. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Yeah, I do need a yay. We'll just do it ourselves. That's a little too schmaltzy. I'll have it for next year, so we just keep improving. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Silent Hill 2 Deluxe Edition, Dragon Quest 3 2D Remake, I think. That's very small. 2D HD Remake, and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. So yeah, Bianca, I don't remember what I voted either. That's the beautiful thing about this. It don't matter. It's what the community thinks. And the winner of the Best Remake Remaster of 2024 is Silent Hill 2. But you'll see it was very close. So remakes, remasters, used to be sort of a cash grab thing. They are not any longer. They are an art in itself. Congratulations to Silent Hill 2 that had quite a rough road pre-launch, and my hat is stuck on my microphone. There we go. This is the thing about natty hats. They are not practical. Similarly, DLC, best DLC used to be just sucking more money out of your just die-hard consumers, but no longer. Some of the DLC this year was a game in itself. Others added value to previously excellent titles. And the nominees are Alan Wake 2, Night Springs Lake House DLC. I think that's Final Fantasy 16, Rising Tide, yes. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Pathfinder Wrath of a Righteous, A Dance of Mass. That's a very long title. That's why everything is just the name of the DLC here. And Astrobot Winter Wonderland. Quite an eclectic group. And the winner of this one was a surprise to me. But considering the content and our Discord server, it shouldn't be. Best DLC, Alan Wake 2, Night Springs Lake House DLC. You will see Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree was a very powerful runner-up. But Alan Wake 2 took it. Power to the fan fiction. Respect the fans. Respect their fiction. Even when it's egocentric and terrible. Well done, Remedy. Best DLC of 2024, Alan Wake 2. And now we get to what's really important, as my mic overmodulates again. These were hotly contested categories. Of course, we're talking about Best Waifu. Best Waifu of 2024. And this category, people took really super seriously. So seriously that I'm pulling up the thing to make sure I get it right, because people will yell at me if I get any detail about their waifu wrong. So bear with me while I make sure I get it right, because I almost messed up the Dragon Quest III name. In fact, I may have messed it up. So the nominees, as I switch back, I need 4 screens, dear God. The nominees for Best Waifu, serious stuff here. Best Waifu of 2024. This was hotly contested. Here we are. You notice we have an excellent, diverse choice cut of brunettes, blondes, redheads, furries, and the undead. We are a very inclusive group. We have Eve from Stellar Blade, Scarlet from Unicorn Overload, Ivy from Deadlock, Elena Claire from Trails Through Daybreak, Lace Harding from Dragon Age The Veilguard, and Hulkenberg from Metaphor Fantasio. And this one was hard fought. This one went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in the voting. But the winner, the one triumphant, the best waifu of 2024 was a come from behind victory from Lace Harding from Dragon Age The Veilguard. And you can see how competitive this category was. Everyone's waifu was represented. Everyone got a piece of the pie. But Lace goes through some ish in this game, girl needs a support system. So congratulations to Scout Lace Harding. You are the best of us. Best waifu, but respect all the waifus, please. There are no losers here. Everyone's waifu has merit. Respect the waifu. Moving on, best husbando, because we are an inclusive group. Now again, I noticed people didn't opt out of these. Everybody voted for every category. So people went against their own like natural sexual orientation to like be, get in character and get the best husbando as well as the best waifu, because husbandos don't get the same respect, do they? They don't, but they are equally important. And there we go. Krogan has a heterosexual man and he has husbandos. There we go. So we have Year of the Game 2024 Best Husbando. Again, a very, very eclectic group, including furries and the undead. Again, we have Sun Wukong from Black Myth Wukong. We have Ishiben Kazuga from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. We are big Yakuza fans on Leanna Rema Discord. Aramis from Unicorn Overload. We have Bishi representation. Emmerich Volkaren and Manfred, Dragon Age the Veilguard. We had to include Manfred because every single Dragon Age the Veilguard potential husbando has a sidekick of some kind. Prince Sherrod Asval from Trails Through Daybreak, and Basilio Lupus Magnus from Metaphor Refantasio. Those are our nominees for Best Husbando. And the winner is, again, there are no losers, and this will be a contentious pick. Emmerich and Manfred from Dragon Age the Veilguard. What does it say about us? Again, pretty even split. But Emmerich was pretty decisive. What does it say about us? Our husbando is a polite necromancer, ethical necromancer, with an adorable skeleton butler. The waifu and husbando categories are more deep dives into our psyches than anything about the game. About 30% of the vote went to Manfred. Yes, but cutting 30% out of Emmerich's vote, he still would have won. So you'll notice that Ichiban is the runner-up, which this one again went back and forth. So, okay, moving on to the next category, peer pressured. Peer pressured was the game that people would not shut up about on the server. So the FOMO kicked in and we had to play it. We didn't necessarily want to play it. We just felt like we had to be included because there was so much talk about it. And it is, again, an eclectic group. And with this category, the game did not have to come out in 2024. It was just the game that we were peer pressured into playing in 2024. And I didn't put pictures on this one because you can't say necromancer without saying romance. Oh, Zyho, that's really good. You can't say necromancer without romance. Go for it. Emmerich, my husbando. Okay, so the peer pressure category. Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, we talked about Baldur's Gate 3 a lot. Dragon Age the Veilguard, mostly because of Asan and Manfred. For people who don't know, Asan is the Griffin, and he is very cute. Marvel's Midnight Suns, Star Wars Outlaws, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, because of Veilguard. People do homework. We've had an entire deep dive about all the extended IP stuff in these categories. People were just like, all right, fine, I'll play. I want to know what you're talking about. So the winner, if we can call it a winner, of the peer pressure, of course it's a winner. Word of mouth works to sell games even when it's annoying. Baldur's Gate 3, I forgot to write it here, but Baldur's Gate 3, as you see, is the winner of peer pressured 2024 by a substantial amount. Wow. We peer pressured our friends into playing a 300-hour game. Are we sorry? I don't think we are. No, Mortimer did not vote. Mortimer was the overseer. He just judged. He did not vote. He just made sure this was ethical. Counter to peer pressure, we have the Hype Goblins hype trade. Now, Eileen is our resident hype goblin on the server. She gets super excited about things, and that is part of the reason that Jeff the Land Shark is in the thumbnail for this. But Eileen is not the only hype goblin on our server. There were 3 games that I had never heard about until people just lost their minds about it on the Discord. And so they were so excited that we got excited. And those nominees are for the Hype Goblins hype train. Metaphor Refantasio, big one. I had never heard of it. And then Jake, one of our moderators, came in seeing God. And he wasn't the only one. Metaphor Refantasio, Trails Through Daybreak, and Marvel Rivals, mostly because of Jeff the Land Shark. You may see a pattern of what excites us in our server, and I realize I'm blocking the titles on this anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm reading it. You're good. The winner of the Hype Goblins Hype Train Award for 2024 is Metaphor Refantasio, and you see that it was decisive. Now, I have just started Trails of the Sky, so it's going to take me a while to get through Tales Through Daybreak. Tales Through Daybreak. Yes. The presentation. Okay, so we move on from the hype train. And I mean, this is the, as you know, for game devs, this is the okay, people like my game when it's moving through word of mouth, right? That is the ultimate compliment for a game dev. So well done to everybody in the last two categories. You made games people talked about, and Jeff the Land Shark is freaking adorable. Okay, moving on. Most shameless cash farm. Now, we went back and forth a lot on the server about what to call this category, because we don't want anyone, if we don't want anybody to think that we are saying these are bad games. These are games that are just incredible at sucking money out of people. So the most shameless cash farm of 2024 is the nominees: Destiny 2, The Sims 4, Leanna hates The Sims, I hate The Sims, Diablo 4, Star Citizen, Mech Warrior 5 Clans, and the game whose title we're censoring because the dev might attack us for outrage bucks. We went back and forth a lot on this. We want to be fair, but we also don't want to get brigaded. And I hate The Sims. And perhaps that was the decide. We excluded mobile games because that would have been a list of 20. Okay. Bobby says, it's only ethical The Sims pay Leanna royalties for all of the emotional damage. Well, they're giving us something. They're giving us the gift of our time. The Sims 4 is the winner of the most shameless cash farm of 2024. But you notice there was a lot of representation. This is a fairly evenly divided pie. So when you're trying to suck cash out of us, devs, we notice. Furthermore, the game that continues to haunt us in 2024. This is the game that we still have bad memories about, almost to the point of comedy. Often to the point of comedy. They have spawned memes. They have spawned trauma responses. The game that continues to haunt us in 2024 that did not come out in 2024 is Baldur's Gate 3. Halcyon is stinky. I can't take it. The Last of Us 2. Praise Amir the Rock. Life is Strange in its many, many sequels. I still get twitches about the idea of going back to high school. Star Citizen. People nominated that. And World of Warcraft. So, the game that continues to haunt us in 2024. Perhaps, no surprise, because it's also the peer pressure game, Baldur's Gate 3. Halson the Bear Man stinks. He has sweat stains on his base costume. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. Okay. So, moving on from that, because that gave us trauma. Best mental health game of 2024. I love that we are doing this category. The game that helped us chill or contextualize our circumstances, or was just so wholesome that it made us feel good about ourselves and perhaps slightly better about the world. It is a very wholesome lineup. Power Wash Simulator, that I believe made it in last year too. Satisfactory 1.0, watching those treadmills, oh my god. Timberborn, an adorable game about what if beavers took over society. It is so cute. Gris, which I had never heard about before this nomination, but now I want to play it. And Mario and Luigi Brothership for Best Mental Health Game of 2024. God of War is not in here because it did not come out or release new content in 2024. Now, this was one of the two categories with a tie. And what better category to have a tie? Look at this vote split. Congratulations to Gris and Satisfactory 1.0. But look, that's so even. That is so even that it was a tie. But every single one of these games made multiple people have a better 2024. I was surprised. I looked up at what it was and said, okay, now I get it. Very different games. Both helped people. Look at that. Doesn't even the category, doesn't even this result make it look, see, I'm RimWorld obsessed, dead guy. So I had to pick in my nomination between RimWorld and Satisfactory dropped its 1.0 this year. So I thought I was only the Satisfactory lover on the server, but I am not. Congratulations to everyone on this category. Look at that split. Now, moving from mental health to something of a funeral, we don't like being negative with games of the year. When we say a game continues to haunt us, it's in jest. But certain games had a really, really bad year. Epic fail year. And we may come to bury them, not to praise them, but we do it respectfully. Even though some games did very, very well this year, others did not for various reasons. Press F to pay respects category is Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Concord, City Skylines 2, and Skull and Bones. And not to belabor this, because this was really bad for the devs that worked on these games, but the Press F to pay respects of the year is Concord, the game that was gone before most people knew it was out. I think that's accurate. You see, this is fairly decisive. And Concord didn't even have time to do bad marketing. That's our next category. Worst PR/marketing of 2024. And this one was competitive. Now, again, this was nominated by our Discord server. This did not, this wasn't just me. This wasn't just Mortimer going, you suck. This is the server. We have Avowed. The PR managed to make an Obsidian game look bad. Star Wars Outlaws, the release of unpolished footage and poor presentation of what the game actually is, which is actually pretty good. It's a cool stealth game. Banishers, Ghost of New Even, never heard of it. Exactly. I still don't know what that game's about. Dragon Age the Veilguard. EA released review copies to those nearly guaranteed to give it a positive review, pretty much guaranteeing that people wouldn't trust the reviews. Instead of releasing information on Asan the Griffin and Manfred the Skeleton Man, the fact that Manfred is a Lord Byron reference alone, that is gold. What were they thinking? What? And Towers of Azkaban? Again, never heard of it? Exactly. So, this was a competitive category. And in a symbol of 2024, the year that was, bad marketing was pretty much a trend, I think in part because the US election gobbled up a lot of ad space, so people couldn't afford to advertise. But, not hearing of a game, one thing. People not knowing your game's out there. People thinking your game is worse than it is. This is our second tie. Star Wars Outlaws and Dragon Age the Veilguard tied for first place in worst PR and marketing. And poor Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't even make this list. Maybe that's a good thing for them. But they did make similar mistakes. They both actively made the game look bad. Maybe Avowed didn't do as well because maybe they still have time. But worst PR marketing of 2024. And that was definitely a trend. Another trend for 2024. And this was actually the phenomenon that made us start the Year of the Game Awards. Scandals. 2024 was another year of stupid scandals. And 4 were so stupid that they made this category. We managed to nail it down to 4 that were above and beyond what? And these are not the fault of the dev. These took on a life of their own in 2024. The dumbest scandal of 2024. Stellar Blade, you may remember the Butcherversy. Followed by a complete freakout, it reversed because a lace panel was added to a bodysuit. This led to screams of censorship. It was still a pretty sexy bodysuit, okay? Assassin's Creed Shadows did make this list. People completely lost their minds about whether Yasuke was a samurai. I watched the Wikipedia entry on Yasuke, the real-life historical figure, go back and forth about whether he was a samurai. It removed the fact that he was a samurai during this controversy. It is now back to saying he is a samurai. That's how bizarre it got. Wikipedia vandalization came in. Ubisoft ended up delaying release of the game. I was not able to confirm that was the reason they delayed the game, but the game is delayed. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is still a contender in 2025 for Year of the Game Awards. Dragon Age the Veilguard. This poor game ended up in marketing and worse scandal for a reason, okay? There were problems with the marketing. There are issues with the game. But the legitimate issues with the game, because of its tortured development cycle, were not what people went to war over on the internet in this game. This is dumb. Yes, ads help pay the bills here. Come on, it's not a Game Awards without a ton of ads. I mean, trailers. People went to war over optional cosmetics in the character builder. They went to war over characters who were 10 years older than they were in the last game, weren't attractive enough. They went to war over whether a mopey teenager was too mopey. And somebody who plays her feelings close to the vest had too little emotion. You can pet a griffin, people. What are you complaining about? And that's only the third one. Helldivers 2. I actually had to research this one because I could not keep track of the back and forth. Because first, when the game came out, the usual suspects couldn't tell the difference between satirizing fascism and promoting fascism. But then Sony, in its infinite wisdom, decided to make a PlayStation Network link a requirement, meaning the game couldn't be played in many countries that understood that satirizing fascism is not promoting fascism because they recently kicked out their fascists. Extra points in this controversy, this scandal, was that Arrowhead's own community manager, the makers of Helldiver 2, Arrowhead's own community manager told fans to review bomb the game, according to reports. Yep, that happened. Tough choice, right? This is a badge of pride in a lot of ways in gaming in 2024. So the honor of being the victim of the dumbest scandal. Stellar Blade, Butcherversy Bodysuit WTF. And you see, fairly spread out, but decisive. Stellar Blade, dumbest scandal of 2024. Feels bad, man. Yeah, okay. Now we come to the two awards that, well, no, we've already done the waifu awards. Those are the ones most people were here for. But all hail the Butcherversy. Oh, jeez. Good catch, Krogan. Butcherversy, fairly spread out. I walked into that one. Let's take a moment. Okay, moving on. All right. Reverse year of the game. I liked that crack, okay? The Butcherversy. Yeah, crack. See, I'm clever. This has gone completely to shit. It's gone completely to shit. And now we're actually doing the one award for a game that's actually good. Get it together here, people. Come on. We're showing our ass. Okay, so let's breathe. Maybe it's looking at Promise Consort Radon staring back at me the entire time that's making me punchy. Holy fuck, was that creepy? But I loved Erdtree. I loved Erdtree so much. I played through it twice. I'm that kind of sicko. Okay. So the whole chat's on crack because of but reverse year of the game. These are good games, people. Let's give them their moment. Okay. And some of these games I had not heard of before this. And this is one of the purposes of doing game awards to me, is to give legitimately, they're still telling butt jokes in the chat, to give legitimately good games some notice. The AAA titles have a ton of marketing. Some of these smaller games don't. But we still included a couple of AAA titles just so that it wasn't like the charity award. All of these games deserve to be here. Some are super small. You can play them in 3 hours. Some are hours and hours and hours long. They are Astrobot, which, you know, one game of the year. So, hey, we're not anti-corporate, right? Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Metaphor Refantasio, that also made the Hype Train category. Scald Against the Black Priory, which is a game that looks made for me, and I hadn't heard of it before this. So thank you, Reverse Year of the Game Award. Trails Through Daybreak, a lot of Trails fans on our Discord. Unicorn Overload, another one. Overlord, another one I had not heard of, but it looks pretty cool. And then a tiny little game about a Northern English community called Thank Goodness You're Here that I streamed, and it was very, very cute. And they're still telling butt jokes in the chat, but there is nothing, nothing assy about this. Oh God, the winner is Astrobot. We did not plan this. This was not scripted. Astrobot, congratulations for reverse game of the year, first year of the game. Reverse Astro. Go, tiny robot game. Go. It is adorable. You'll see this one was really close too. I think any devs who have the misfortune of watching this, why are you doing this to yourself? But you can see every game got some votes here. Good for you. You managed to make a quality game. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be quality. And in this market, in the financial circumstances facing video game devs right now, as somebody who had a game crash and burn this year myself, good job. All of you deserve the kudos. Morty salutes you. And Morty is an opossum. He is an expert at screaming at his own ass. Okay. We couldn't keep that one together. We have finally come to Year of the Game 2024. And this one, you will have seen most of these titles before this. But one snuck in just because it wasn't really remarkable for any reason except it's Pokemon with guns. and it got sued for being Pokemon with guns. And there was a whole thing about Palworld that I kept forgetting about, of accusations of using AI in their art, which is another reason it made this list. AI is a big thing. I was not able to substantiate that at all, but come on, Pokemon with guns is a genius concept. Unfortunately, they got sued by Nintendo. And just like last week, the year before, just as we started voting, they put out this patch to make it less like Pokemon. Nintendo is still suing them, but Palworld's pretty cool. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Now this one I remember when it premiered, when it previewed at E3. Was it E3? Something like that. And I'm like, who is interested in killing the Justice League? Because I sure weren't. So they made a game, mostly for edgelords, right? Then they hired a consulting company. I will not say its name because it summons the hordes. Guaranteed to piss off the edgelords. And they did things to Batman and Kevin Conroy's last role. Combination of bad decisions and bad luck. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League is a nominee for Game of the Year. Helldivers 2 made Game of the Year, in part because of the absolutely ridiculous scandal, but also the fact that because of the scandal, Helldivers 2 apparently lost 90% of its player base, but it's still going. It didn't concord. It survived. But yes, reports say it lost 90% of its player base because of that PSN thing. The Sony did reverse. It never actually came in. And 90% of its player base, but it still survives. It's got the eye of the tiger for democracy. Helldivers 2, Year of the Game nominee. Black Myth Wukong. If you were to create a parody show about game development, it would go something like have a socially awkward, disgruntled game dev prone to fits of pique and masturbation references on social media, which may or may not be mistranslated from its original language because of quirks of the language. Have him make a furry game based on a, beloved, revered piece of mythology that actually turns out to be a pretty interesting, challenging game. For everything surrounding Black Myth Wukong is solid, which that's gotta go in Year of the Game, right? If just to say, look, we acknowledge all the stuff. We acknowledge the story about writing a Game of the Year, like Game Award speech 2 years in advance and going, why did I waste my time to go? I don't know if that story's true. It's just reported. This is the thing. It doesn't matter if it's true. It's video game journalism. Oy. But it's here. Give it a shot. Game's pretty solid. Stellar Blade, similarly, I played the whole blinking thing on Twitch just because of the Buttroversy. And it's mid, but it does say some pretty interesting things about what it means to be alive and what it means to be human. And hopefully the, what's the name of the dev? Step Up? Something like that. But the developer of Stellar Blade, hopefully they'll take the mountains and mountains of cash they made and put it into a new title. Shift Up. That's the name. It's back to me now. I had my head up my ass from the jokes earlier. Shift Up. Hopefully they can take the piles and piles of money they made making Stellar Blade and be able to improve on this. Remember CDPR? Remember that first Witcher game? It was rough in places. It wasn't quite AAA. Look where they are now. So Stellar Blade, nominee for Year of the Game 2024. And Dragon Age the Veilguard. Dragon Age the Veilguard has been in numerous categories. It has won numerous categories, including sweeping the waifu and husbando categories. So these are our nominees for Year of the Game. Again, not the best game of 2024. The game that we think most represents 2024. And last year, the first time we did this for reference, Hogwarts Legacy was our game of the year, or year of the game for 2023, not game of the year of the game for 2023. And it went on to be the best-selling title of that year. So we called it better than the proper video game awards did. That's funny when that happens. Without further ado on that, we will announce the year of the game for 2024. Now, this one, there was a lot of jockeying back and forth. There were ties multiple times. Some titles pulled ahead. Other titles pulled ahead. There were 3 that really, really were jockeying for dominance. A 4th one came up the middle very, very quickly. But ultimately, we have a winner. And it's somewhat decisive. It should surprise no one that Dragon Age the Veilguard is the year of the game for 2024. What may be surprising is how close it actually was. You'll notice Stellar Blade got a lot of representation. Pal World got a lot of representation. Suicide Squad got a lot of representation. But our skeleton buddy, our griffin, our internalized spite, our love of coffee, and all the shit that Lace Harding goes through in that game, and she's not even the playable character. All combined together, you know. Yeah, maybe we thought Stellar Blade was doing better because Eve enters a room before she enters the room, and you don't hate to see her go. But anyway, yeah, it was really, really close. And it just shows that we picked well with our with our choices. But Dragon Age the Veilguard, we salute you. Game of the Year 2024. Year of the Game 2024. I keep getting this wrong. Year of the Game 2024. And ironically, this is the game I'm streaming on Twitch. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to take off this ridiculous hat so I can see. Morty may keep his on. I'm not sure. But we are going to take off our hats. And we will play some The Veilguard that I didn't know was called The Veilguard until I looked this up. But if you want to join our Discord community and participate in things like Year of the Game, our streaming watch parties, our super goofiness, help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK, or buy a one-time Leanna Cares session for someone who can use it but can't afford it. Leanna Cares is my peer counseling service. If you watch it, some people need the help but don't have the money. So coffee.com/LeannaK, or donate any amount you want to coffee.com. All this does is give us the ability to show that you are a person, or at least are willing to commit credit card fraud, to join our Discord. But that's it for Year of the Game 2024. Congratulations or condolences to all the nominees. And I'll be back in a bit with Dragon Age the Veilguard so you can see the phenomenon that is Manfred for yourself. Back in a bit.